Welcome to our coverage of some of the trending stocks on the 19th of October 2020. We'll begin with Fluidigm Corp Limited. It is one of the trending ones. And let's see what's going on here. And you can see already there's some activity going on. And we're looking at it from stock tweets, and it's up 17.04% in the pre-market. And we have this saying 34 stocks moving in Monday's pre-market session, and Fluidigm is one of them. And this person says, as a person who knows a little bit about PCR testing and works in the field, I can tell you that this is the answer for COVID. A real PCR test, while only for a few seconds, hurts like a mofo. Many people refuse to get tested because of it. Plus the fact that this rapid saliva test will be used to open many airlines, cruise liners at ATC. I just got myself a nice long position and will ride with you all till at least $20. And then this person says if Biden wins, this will jump to $30. Testing will be expanded 100 folds. This is why I dumped my shares at 8. I will deep in pre-market, and real valuation will show when market open. That's when you buy if you want to invest here. Stuff like MTP and Kaxin is what trader want for quick day trade. Too many people see a pre-market gainer in Wellbo and just blindly buy. Long here and have personal connections with FLDM. I just wanted to not advocate buying blindly in pre-market for pump and dump scheme. If you're going to buy this, buy the market open. That's what I'm suggesting. FLDM even made it to $8.50 to $9. This is going right today. Just as in the 50k for Waco doesn't mean to be moving the market. Who knew 50k is a lot of money for FLDM. Okay, we'll try and get to the particular post. This is the one. The perfect coffee test. No nurse sticking a long swab up your nose. Just drool into a funnel top vial. Hundreds of people can self-collect at the same time rather than one at a time. Means no risk to the collector, no need for getting in anyone's face, no supply chain problems with swabs. Also, no chemical needs to be injected into the sample. Sample doesn't have to be frozen and should remain at when whatever temperature it may happen to be. At the lab, the whole RNA extraction step is another entire process run for other labs with the labs will not be done. Easy fast lab run time less than 3 hours. Okay, and then provided a link, and that link is what we have here. And then this is Fluidigm Investor Relations, and it's about Fluidigm NASDAQ. Focuses on the most pressing needs in translational and clinical research, including cancer, immunology, immunotherapy. Using proprietary CYTOF and microfluids technologies, we develop, manufacture, and market multi-omic solutions to drive meaningful insights in health and disease. Identifying biomarkers to inform decisions and accelerate the development of more effective therapies. Our customers are leading academic, government, pharmaceutical, biotechnology, plant and animal research, and clinical laboratories worldwide. Together with them, we strive to increase the quality of life for all. Okay, and here on Charles Schwab, we haven't found any news yet. Um, let's see if we can refresh this and see whether any news has come in concerning Fluidigm. Okay, no news yet, so we'll just quickly have a review of what has been analyzed or have been deduced from the equity. Fluidigm appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. The average directional index is below 20, indicating the shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day is still sloping bullishly upwards. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that this issue is lagging the S&P 500. Okay, that's not fascinating. Being in the life science and biotech sector, it shouldn't really be bad. It shouldn't be lagging the S&P 500. That is quite concerning. Okay, so let's have another look and see. Momentum for Fluidigm is strongly bearish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is 20, the level which many analysts call oversold. This means the investors have been actively selling shares and driving the price lower. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer term accumulation has given way to near term selling pressure by traders. Volatility measured using the width of the Bollinger Bands is low. Periods of low volatility tend to precede price breakouts, although they do not provide information as to which direction the breakout will take. Trends and momentum indicators can be helpful to measure future trends. Okay, so we have also that it has 11.59% in short interest. It should take 2 days for that to be covered, and in the previous month it was 0.5 days. So before we go and have a look at their disclosure, let's see whether we can see anything on short squeeze concerning this FLDM. Something wrong there. FLDM. Okay, Fluidigm Corp. Okay, we don't have that figure there. Okay, so it's not there. Okay, so let's have a look at we're looking at right now is the condensed consolidated statements of kind of financial flow. This was filed sometime in August 2020, so this will be their latest cash flow. So they operating for operating activities. Net loss is 28.9 million. So all the values here are in thousands. You can see in thousands. So it is 28.9 million. Adjustments to reconcile net loss and net cash in operating activities. So depreciation and amortization 2 million, or it's a 2 million, yes. And stock-based compensation scheme $6 million. Amortization of developed technology 5.9 million. Okay. Loss on extinguishment of debt is okay. There's nothing there. Okay, so other non-cash items. Okay. Change in assets and liabilities. Accounts receivable net is $9 million. Inventories is a negative 4.89 million. Prepaid expenses and other assets 706,000. Accounts payable 3.1 million. Deferred revenue is 1.9 million. Other liabilities is a negative 2.7 million. Net cash used in operating activities is a negative 7.8 million. Is that correct? Yes. Net cash used in operating activities is net 7.085 million. Investing activities, acquisitions, net of cash acquired is negative 5.154 million. Purchases of investments. Okay, we don't have anything there. Proceeds from sale of investments, $5 million. Proceeds from maturities of investments is $29.4 million. Purchase of property and equipment is a negative 1.6 million. So net cash provided by or used in investment activities is 27.58 million US dollars. And coming down here, cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash at the beginning of the period is 23.7 million. And the previous item is a net cash increase or decrease in cash. Cash equivalents and restricted cash is 20.3 million. So cash and cash equivalents and the restricted cash at the end of the period is 44 million US dollars. So at the beginning of the period it was less, so at the end of the period it has increased to 44 million. So there are a lot of debt issues, some debt issues, but they're not so much relative to the net cash at the end of that period, at the end of that reporting period, which was sometime probably in July or thereabout. At least they have some cash to keep running, not a wall of cash, but more than they owe. So it's cash-wise they are in the positive, they're in the green, and yes. Yeah, but we don't exactly know what the long term would be. But with this sort of positive outcomes we're seeing here, with their test methods, and we just hope things will look up for them. Okay, let's have another look here. See the difference now, ladies and gentlemen. One hand you have Waco /50K. On the other hand, okay, you have 481 million. That's called putting a ring on it. Okay, do we read this? Okay, it's unfortunate that even with good news and a high percentage of institutional ownership, the stock still gets attacked by shorts. I'll have to wait until earnings to see if/when the SP stabilizes to fair value. Okay, so that's one covered now, Fluidigm. So the next one will be TTCF. So TTCF's Tattooed Chef is up 1.9% in the pre-market. I couldn't sleep all night anticipating this day and week to come. I love seeing everyone excited last night and up. Will we be able to find out what we're reading? Okay, let's see. Okay, I couldn't sleep at all last night, anticipating this week and this day and week to occur. I love seeing everyone excited last night and up early this morning to watch the top tattooed chef take off. Okay, so let's have a look and see what's going on here on Charles Schwab. Let's see. TTCF, Tattooed Chef. Okay, so let's see if we can see any piece of news concerning this. Okay, there isn't any fresh news as such, so we'll just quickly have a look at some of the fundamentals, and then we will just review what is going on technically with the equity. Okay, we don't have any short interests. Market cap is 644.6 million. Shares outstanding is 25.65 million, and 10-day average is 1.4 million, 90-day average is 2.182 million, and then technical analysis says TC Tattooed Chef appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. Shares are presently above 200-day moving average, which is rising along with the 10-day average. However, the average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have exhibited sideways movement recently. Comparative relative strength indicates that this issue is outperforming the S&P 500. Okay, so definitely in the uptrend for sure, as it was indicated there. So momentum for Tattooed Chef, also measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions bought at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Bollinger Bands use standard deviation of closing prices around a moving average to measure volatility. Presently, the Bollinger Bands for Tattooed Chef are a normal width and signal that volatility has been in line with the norm for this stock. Okay, so the next equity will be Pfizer. PFE. So let's have a look and see what is going on. Why it is one of the equities that is trending at the moment. Okay, we have some news here as well. Some news. Let's have a look at this first one here. Okay, not exactly very. Okay, this is from Reuters. It says Pfizer could have coronavirus vaccine ready by end of 2020. Okay. Let's have a look at this one as well. Okay, we're just trying to see if we can find anything concerning Pfizer here. Okay, yes. Trial was being conducted in collaboration with Merck KGaA, Darmstadt, Germany, and Pfizer. Okay, so that was what was discussed above there. We didn't read that. Okay, so all in all, I think we can see that some good news is coming as regards the virus as regards the vaccine. And yes, according to this piece here, it's saying, what, we missed it. Okay, let's go back up. Where was that again? I believe this is the second one. That's the one we read. Yes. Okay. Yes. Pfizer could have a coronavirus vaccine ready by end of 2020. Okay. So let's quickly have a look and see what people are saying here. PFE. Okay, it's up 1.69%. Okay, 36,213 people are watching it on, have indicated that they are watching it here on stock tweets. This could be a typical sell the news event. Okay, good morning, Americans. Our next generation, 5, 10, 15 years future will be solar energy. Okay, we're not talking about Pfizer. Okay, Stock Pro News article. Pfizer reportedly manufactures several 100,000 COVID-19 vaccines, anticipating November regulatory approval. Fading pre-market, not good. Someone trying to manipulate this. Okay, so we know that the news has. Well, we got to know that about the activity from here on stock tweets. So. Okay, so some fundamentals. 69% of the equity is held by institutions. Market cap is 210.9 billion. Is a large cap. Shares outstanding is 5.57 billion shares. And percentage of shares outstanding is 0.81. Very small and very insignificant. Indicating that there's skepticism, or at all, there isn't any skepticism towards the equity. Okay, and 10-day volume is 21.7 million shares. And for the last 9 days, it's last 90 days, it is 27.2 million. Technical analysis further reads that Pfizer appears to be consolidating within a longer-term downtrend. The average directional index, or ADX, is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day is still sloping bearishly lower. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that issues lie in S&P 500. Okay, now very wonderful. Momentum for Pfizer, as measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may not even be taking profits. May even be taking profits in positions, but at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer-term selling pressure has given way to long-term accumulation by traders. Okay, that's a bit more positive, and the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in near-term trend. Okay, so we will move on to the next equity, which is NNDM. Let's get to it. NNDM, Nano Nano Dimension Limited. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's an ADR stock. So what's the news here? We are trending so happy. Okay, let's find out. We didn't get a price for you. What's going on? It's up 11.80% in the pre-market. We're trending so happy. I got back in Friday. Let's see what's this weekend. Let's see what this week brings. Increase my positions by 33% by adding at $5.39 and since $2.14. I'm loving it. Today will be fun. Don't sleep on NNDM. DD with technical analysis. Okay. Top 5 trending tickers on Twitter. NNDM. This will continue to go up. These are going to be the movements I kept telling you. Okay, so let's find out what's going on here. If it has anything on, yes, it has Nano Dimension. We don't have short percent of floats. Okay, so let's read through this. Okay, you can see that spike probably. Okay, it wasn't on Friday that it occurred. It continued on Friday, the 16th of October 2020. So it's a micro cap. It's that's the value is $263.7 million. 11% of the equity it's held by institutions. 53.7 million shares are outstanding, and percentage of shares outstanding 2.73% to 2.73. Number of shares short is 1.47 million. Okay, 1.47 million. Relative to that is not very wonderful. Not very wonderful. Okay, which is, yes, probably the 2.7%. So the trend analysis is that Nano Dynamics appears to be in a strong bullish uptrend. We can see that evidently. You can see that it is way away from this short to medium term trend line, which is the 20-day. And then this is the 50-day, which is also short-term trend, medium-term trend line. So its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and they mark the histograms above zero. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that this issue is outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for NNDM is strongly bullish. The 14-day slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving price higher. So the on-balance volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay, the Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. So okay, the next earnings outcomes will be on the 12th of November 2020. So the earnings consensus estimate is a negative $0.08 per share. So we don't have any fresh news here. The only news here we have is from the 6th of October 2020. Okay, so we'll just move on to the next equity in which will be LLNW. Limelight Networks Inc. Let's find out. Okay, it will take 4.7 days to cover the shots. Okay, let's LLNW. So let's find out. Yes, let's see what's going on here. It's up 4.68% in the pre-market. Says want to make a considerable profit on this stock. Okay. I appreciate this real-time alert room. Okay, it's promoting something else. Looks like some ER optimism. Any projections for Thursday? Okay, so I can't find anything really going on there. Okay, let's have a look and see if we can find any news concerning this equity. Let's see. Okay, yes, okay. That's its earnings are coming out on the 22nd, so this week, in about a few days, probably on Thursday or thereabout. Okay, it's a micro cap, and the value is $730 million, 122 million shares outstanding. Percentage of shares outstanding, 12.4%. The number of shares sold short is 15.17 million. Number of days to cover those shots is 5.35. In the previous 1 month it was 5.02. It has increased. So okay, there's no fresh news there. The last one we have there was from Friday, the 16th of October 2020. Let's update this chart. Okay, so we already know it's up in the pre-market, and let's have a look at what some of the technical details are saying. The 10-day average volume is 4.225 million shares. For the 90-day, it's 3.482 million shares. And trending analysis says that Limelight Networks appears to be consolidating within a long-term uptrend. Shares are presently above the 200-day moving average, which is rising along with the 10-day moving average. However, the average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have exhibited sideways movement recently. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that the issue is outperforming the S&P 500. So it's consolidating within a longer term uptrend. Okay, longer term uptrend. Okay, this will be the trend. The trend is an upward one, and even though some of the trend lines, okay, the 20-day trend line is also indicating that as well. It's indicating an uptrend. So, but that is that's the short-term trend line. So momentum for Limelight Networks is, as measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. Okay, which can be expected. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions bought at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer-term selling pressure has given way to near-term accumulation by traders. Presently, the Bollinger Bands for Limelight Networks are a normal width and signal that volatility has been in line with the norm for the stock. Okay, so let's quickly move on to the next one, which will be CVS. So it's a CVS Health Corp. Let's find out what's going on here on stock tweets. And let's see what whether we can validate some of the short interest figures we are looking at. Okay, CVS KMAC Corp. It's up 0.76 in the pre-market. CVS has 15,000 across the US in the fourth quarter. CVS and most are oversold out of high dose flu vaccines anyway. Just point judgment in his opinion, in his or her opinion. Okay. Okay, so since it's more of the high news we have there, okay, let's scroll down and see what's going to happen here. Okay, we don't have any chart at the moment for CVS. We need to refresh this page if you don't mind. Okay, and it's a large cap, $78 billion, 1.3 billion shares outstanding, and 75% are held by institutions. Percentage of short interest is 1.52%. Number of shorts is 19.92 million shares. Okay, we have some news here as well. Okay, CVS to hire 15,000 across the US in fourth quarter. We already heard about that. Okay, plans to hire 15,000. Okay, so that's more of the news that is probably driving it, but it wasn't up by a huge amount. It's only up by 0.74%. Not exactly a very wonderful news when the news of as it concerns higher and more employees, not exactly very wonderful news. CVS appears to be consolidating within a longer term downtrend. The average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day trend line is still sloping bearishly lower. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that this issue is lagging the S&P 500. Momentum for CVS, measured by 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions bought at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator shows that longer-term selling pressure has given way to near-term accumulation by traders. Presently, the Bollinger Bands for CVS are in normal width and signal that volatility has been in line with the norm for the stock. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one. It is RDHL. RDHL, RedHill Biopharma. Okay, let's have a look over here at short stock you can see RDHL. RDHL. Okay, it's up 2.76 in the pre-market. Okay, 12.5 around 4 a.m. What's going on here? 4 a.m. in the US, I guess, one of the time zones. Faded so quick. Very manipulated trades in the last 2 hours. No news. Maybe Germans know something. I wonder what's going on. Today target 16.4. RDHL, does anybody know what has triggered this pre-market? Okay, somebody has some news here saying phase 2 dose confirmed and encouraging survival data. Abingdon, Oxfordshire. Okay, so let's see if we can find any news concerning RedHill Biopharma Ltd. Okay, we don't have any short figures there. It's a micro cap, 379.3 million shares, 3.74 million shares outstanding. Outstanding. Short interest is 4.26%. Number of shares sold short is 1.5 million, 1.6 million approximately. To take 6 days or thereabout to cover up. So there isn't any news there as such. The news there is only from the 14th of October. So let's go ahead and see what the technical analysis is saying. RedHill appears to be consolidating within a long-term uptrend. Let's have a look. Okay, yes, long-term uptrend. The two trend lines we are looking at there, which is, we'll just call this the short-term trend line, and it's the intermediate. They are both in an uptrend position, uptrend positions. The average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways recently. However, the 200-day is still sloping bullishly upwards. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that this issues are performing the S&P 500. Momentum for RedHill RedHill Biopharma, as measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions bought at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. Okay. Okay, Bollinger Band squeezes tend to precede major price breakouts, although they do not predict which direction the new trend will take. Trend and momentum indicators can be useful during squeeze conditions to help discern the direction of future trends. Okay, and the next earnings outcomes is on the 11th of November 2020. The expectation is a negative $0.16 per share. Okay, and that takes us to the next equity, which will be FuboTV. FUBO. Okay, FuboTV Inc. Okay, and let's have a look and see what's going on in the pre-market. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot. FUBO. Okay, it's up 4.75% in the pre-market. Let's find out if there's any news from the street as well. Okay, let's find out from here whether there's any news. Okay, Fubo top watch this week. $22 million insider buys undervalued in the streaming sector, and Netflix earnings sympathy. Okay, good morning, Bulls. Good morning, fam. I just opened a position here. I hope it wasn't too late. Longer anyway. Happy to be part of the Fubo family. Hold on for a long time. All I want right now is drive to the beach. But we don't know what it's saying over there. I told you nerds and I ran some calculations. DraftKings plus Roku is equal to FuboTV. Unfortunately, most of you won't take it seriously until it reaches $20. Like Roku 2 years ago. Chases on. Okay. Let's find out from here whether there's any piece of news. Okay, there isn't any news as such. Okay, it's a micro cap, 819.7 million shares. Shares outstanding is 68.25 million. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, so we'll just quickly dive in and see if we can digest some of the technical details. Fubo appears to be consolidating within a longer term uptrend. Is it within within a longer term uptrend? Okay, it looks like it. Yes. Going by that short-term trend line, which is in this case is a 20-day simple moving average. The average directional index is below 20, indicating that shares have traded sideways recently. However, 200-day is still sloping bullishly upwards. Comparative relative strength analysis shows that issues like in the S&P 500. Momentum for Fubo is strongly bullish. 14 period slow stochastic oscillators rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. The unbalanced volume indicator is bearish. The slope of the indicator is negative and suggests that there is a lack of buying interest. The Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. Okay, so the next one happens to be ironically Netflix. NFLX. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's up 0.98% in the pre-market. Netflix has room to run today. Okay. Sentiment is somewhat positive today. News mentions positive 8, negative 2, neutral 8. Our sentiment score is 0.955944, scale of minus 1.5 to plus 1.5. Okay, new article. Things to know about Netflix stock ahead of earnings. I love the charts for no. Okay, so let's come here and find out whether we can find any details concerning Netflix on short squeeze. Okay, shares percentage of shares sold short is 2.18. Well, let's see if that is the same here. So what is going on? We said it's up how much by how much in the pre-market? It's up 0.98% the pre-market. So we have what do we have here? Okay, it has a market cap of 234.1 billion Shares outstanding is 441 million, and 81% of the equity is held by institutions. So let's see if there's any piece of news. Yes, there is some news. Okay. Would that be news? U.S. stocks futures rise and renewed hopes of stimulus deal. Preview. Okay, let's see. Preview. Wall Street. Preview. Wall Street bullish on Netflix results despite return of live sports, more competition. Netflix will tell investors tomorrow, the 20th of October 2020, how the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic affected membership in the third quarter, a period when analysts remain bullish on the company despite the return of live sports and more streaming competition. Shares of the online video pioneer trading close to an all-time high at $530 on Friday, the 16th of October 2020, have jumped more than 75% since mid-March, when governments around the world imposed stay-at-home orders to help slow the spread of the novel coronavirus. During the same time, the S&P 500 has gained 4.8%. In July, Netflix forecast it could put out 2.5 million new paid streaming customers globally between July and September, based on the expectation that its stronger first half performance, in which that had almost 26 million subscribers, likely put forward some demand from the second half of the year. Analysts have been optimistic, citing stronger Netflix content in the quarter and the fact that many people are still staying home because of the pandemic. As of October the 18th, 2020, they projected 3.4 million new subscribers, according to IBES data from Refinitiv. Hurdles for Netflix in the third quarter include the return of live sports, the easing of restrictions in some economies, and competition from Comcast Corp, owned by NBC Universal streaming service Peacock, and AT&T owned Warner Media's streaming entry HBO Max. Peacock fully launched in the United States on July 15, 2020, and as of September 2020 had over 15 million signups, according to Comcast. AT&T said in July that HBO Max attracted 4.1 million customers in its first month. Investors are waiting subscriber updates during AT&T's October 22 third quarter earnings release. Pivotal Research Group analyst Jeff Lodzak wrote in October 7, 2020, note that Netflix guidance of 2.5 million new paid subscribers appears reasonable given these factors. Overview, their view remains that unfortunate COVID-19 situation simply accelerated trends already in place, and Netflix is likely to remain as a dominant global SVOD player for the foreseeable future, he wrote. As of October 18th, 2020, analysts were forecasting Netflix third quarter profit of $968.6 million on revenue of $6.38 billion. Okay. So the outcome is expected tomorrow, as we already know, based on what we read out there. So the earnings consensus estimate is $2.13 per share. Okay, so we'll just quickly digest some of the trend analysis. Okay, Netflix appears to be in strong bullish trend. Its 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero. comparative relative strength analysis shows that the S&P 5 that the issues are performing the S&P 500. Momentum for Netflix, as measured by a 14-period slow stochastic oscillator, is waning. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits in positions bought at lower prices. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. The Bollinger Bands are presently wider than usual as a result of greater than normal volatility that accompanied the recent price move. Events such as this may precede a pause or reversal in the near-term trend. Okay. For now, this is our coverage of what stocks that are trending in the pre-market. Okay, so if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you very much.